Good morning. This is Navy Old Salt Gamer, back with Stationeers. Remember, if you find this video interesting, please subscribe and like, and I would appreciate it. So, this is going to be a voiceover. I'm going to try something different this time. I just added my Stationeers Brutal Vulcan, which was a success. And we're going to try something completely different this time, one that I've never played before. So this is an interesting one. We'll see how it goes. So I just started. So I'm going to do a new world. And I'm going to do the asteroid belt. I've never done the asteroid belt before. And next I'm going to do the normal level because I just did Stationeers level. And there's what happens. The big thing is there's no gravity, which makes things tricky. And there's only a standard start here. And quite frankly, it gives you a lot of supplies. I was kind of surprised. And I'm going to change it to Lost in Space. And I'm very slow typing. Wow. So there we go. Start the game. And here we go. So I look around. I'm out in the middle of nowhere, just floating in space. There's my lander. Oh, I got at least 3 extra tanks floating around. 2 on the lander. And I have a couple asteroids floating around. I'm checking out my stuff here. I don't need the food yet. That's the rocket stuff. Ingots. I don't need that right away. Here's some building stuff. So that's iron frames. Open everything up here. I think I actually grabbed the iron walls instead of the frames by accident. And it shows you have no gravity. See it's floating in space and the little icon up there. So there's the frames. There's more frames. And I grabbed the iron walls for some reason. One of the first dumb things I do. Take the arc furnace. Put that in there. Take the auto lathe. Put that other thing around. I don't need that right away. Trying to figure out where to build. Don't want to build too close to the lander, although I'll probably get rid of that pretty quick. Now the thing is, I want to be where the sun rotates around in one direction, and that's what I'm looking at here. I don't want it going lengthwise of my base. I want it to go around. So I think I got that right by watching it for a couple seconds, seeing it going down here. So then I'm trying to see 270. It looks like it's 270. So I go over towards 180 and I build it that way. And here's where I said, well, you idiot, that's the walls. Oops. Good start. Luckily, it's not brutal, and I have time because otherwise, I'm like, no, I don't have time for this. But normal start, I do. So I put that back. Swap it out with. There we go. Now I got to come back out here and line myself all up again, but I got a pretty good idea. There we go. Go a little bit further. I'm going to start with a 4x8, I think is what I went with. And they give you quite a few frames. And because there's no atmosphere, you kind of have to make a place to breathe. And with, I think, at least 2 oxygen tanks that I saw. I'm counting here. And it takes a little bit of getting used to with the no gravity flying around. If it looks like I'm having trouble, it's because it's different. I think I want to add one more And I only had 2 frames, so maybe I didn't. I went back to get more frames. I don't remember. Nope. So that's the size I went with. I got 50 steel sheets there. I'm getting used to using the right click to return things. It's a little faster. I do that more and more as I go here because I'm trying to get used to it. There's another thing, you're like, well, I landed, but you really didn't. You're still floating, and it really does confuse you. Get used to it pretty quick, but it's definitely different. So this is going to be the inside of my base. Again, starting from scratch here is kind of slow. I think I went 3 by 4 here. So then this, I think I started doing 1. Yeah. So this is going to be my starter manufacturing area out here. Now this space is going to turn into something big, and I'm not going to give it away at this point. I've uploaded a couple more mods. A cladding mod, so I have more design ability. And there was one other one. Oh, the network painting mod, where if you spray one... I'm trying to find the walls now. There we go. If you spray one pipe, you can spray them all. I think it's by holding the Alt key down. I haven't tried that yet. So the same thing with cables. It'll spray paint the whole network of cables instead of you going over and over and over. And now here I'm wondering, where'd the sun go? Because the sun disappeared. You know, I couldn't figure it out. And then it came back. And I'm like, it must be behind a planet or something. Well, here it comes back. I was like, where the heck did it go? There it is. So I'm thinking there must be a planet over there that I can't see, because it got eclipsed by something. And I'm going to make these windows. I want to be able to see a little bit. Now, that may heat the inside of my base up. Like I said, I've never been here before. But I imagine that's going to heat things up a little bit, but we'll deal with that. I don't use windows very often in the game, and I thought it would be nicer to have a little bit brighter of an area. I'm trying to figure out where I'm going to put the door. I'll put the door there. And now I want to switch to walls, not windows. There we go. I'm going to do the top of the iron walls, because pressure shouldn't be an issue here, because we're in space, unless I over-pressurize the inside of the base. And I put that in the wrong spot. So if I don't over-pressurize the inside of the base, I should be fine. Like I said, I'm getting used to... Yeah, I think it's right-click to switch things automatically. And it does make it go a lot faster. That's a new thing they put out in the mod, I believe. And I couldn't do it there because my hands are full. I couldn't do it. I should have been able to do it there. There it goes. Like I said, I'm getting used to it. And they do give you generous starting material here, because you have to go to the asteroids, and I hate the way it does that. You have to go to the asteroids to mine, and you literally have to fly there. And I don't know. I'm assuming the asteroids don't move around. So once you mine those asteroids, I only saw 2 or 3 in the area. They do give you a rocket kit, so I'm assuming they want you to go rocket pretty quick. And they also give you, I find out later, one of the tanks is liquid oxygen, and I'm thinking, oh my God, what am I going to do with liquid oxygen? I guess they want you to use liquid oxygen in your rocket, which I don't think I'm going to do. Not at the beginning of the game, anyway. I'm putting the windows in, and it's very tricky for some. Well, you're floating, for one thing. So you still don't have any gravity, as you can see I'm floating. Now, that does change, which surprised me. I was expecting to not have any gravity, but I'll let you know when that changes. I guess they assume you have some kind of gravity creating device or something, because gravity does appear. Now here I'm going to put my arc furnace down. I don't know how much I'm going to use that, to be honest with you. I'll show you that why later. But I put it next to the glass, because if you inject stuff out here in no gravity, it quickly floats away. I find that out somewhere in the video. I think it's here when I make something in the arc, or in the it might be in the next episode, I can't remember. But basically, if you make something out here where there's no gravity, it kicks it out and it promptly floats into space. So everything you do out here is really tricky. Yeah, I'm starting to use the right click more and more, so it gets a little bit better as I go. And I didn't bring the plastic sheets, so I have to go. I tried right-clicking the plastic sheets in. That doesn't work. You have to have them in your hand to right-click. And we'll get that done. Bring the screwdriver over. So there's my auto lathe. Now, what's next? I think I gotta... See, I'm watching how the sun rotates around. There we go. It's going to rotate around, and there's a reason I'm looking at that. And I don't show that in this episode, but that'll be probably in the next one. I'm looking for my airlock stuff. I think that's... I end up grabbing stuff, but I don't remember if it's in this one that I grab it. Reload my cables. Generator, I'll bring that. I don't need the solid generator. Oh, a solar panel, I definitely want that. And I'll take a battery. They give you 2 large batteries. They're very generous in this, which kind of scared me. Because when they're generous, that means life is difficult. And I'm deciding where to put the solar panel. And I finally decide in the corner on the other side, because, yeah, over here, that's a better place for it. Right there. Now, one of the reasons for solar panels, this will rotate, the sun will rotate from underneath to over top. And that'll, in the next episode, will be, if it works like I want it to work, will be, now here's where I throw things, out of habit. I'm like, oh crap. I'm thinking, well, it's all enclosed, so it shouldn't float away unless it bounces and goes out the door. And that's why a little bit later here, I'm like, is it going to bounce out the door? I'm thinking, it might bounce out the door, but I said, well, let's go get the door. And I have to find it. And I do need a couple frames. That'll work. I don't need that. Don't need that. Don't need that. There's the door. So now we're gonna make an airlock. I'm mainly made airlock. Let's get rid of that. See if I can hit that asteroid. I'm curious if I go over to that asteroid and find that sitting on it. And 2 doors. Trying to make room to bring more stuff. I'm used to having the Mark II in the hard suit, and I'm running out of hands already. Now I'm going to frame this door out, if I remember right. I might have switched to iron walls. I can't remember. I think I used iron walls in the long run because I didn't want to take up too much space. So I have that there. And then I changed my mind, I believe. I go back for iron walls because I'm looking, well, if I put frames around that, it's going to be a pain. But I can put the doors in. I'll get those out of my hand. Or maybe I did it in the inside. I did. But then I still use iron walls. Here's what I'm like, well, I can't put frames in there. So I go back, put the frames back. A lot of traveling back and forth in the beginning of this. I almost wish there was a way to grab the lander and maybe attach it to the bare spot in your base somewhere. And I should have did that on the other side, and I didn't. But that's okay. Because now I got... Oh no, it did work. Maybe I did do it right. Alright, so now I can start mounting things for my... Now notice, and I didn't notice right away, look at the top right corner. The floaty thing's gone. I am now walking on the deck because I have made this a room, and as soon as you make it a room, and that's what I'm just noticing, hey, somewhere around, I'm like, yeah, hey, look, I'm walking, and I'm jumping, there's gravity. So as soon as you put the doors on, it makes it a room, and inside a room you have gravity. So now I can start dropping things without fear of them floating around. So I do that. And I'll open this stuff up. I'm thinking, no, don't do it out there. That would be dumb. But that's a power generator. I have not used that yet. The solar panel's doing okay at this point, but I probably will, trying to figure out where I should put it. I decided to put it right here. And this is the tricky spot. This is where I learned attaching things in zero gravity is really tricky. Well, I get my wrench and I'm thinking, okay, wait, it won't attach. So I have to grab it, pull it down. I should try the T key. I didn't do that yet, but if you kind of set it down and time it in a hurry, you can attach it, but you have to be quick. And that's a fuel canister, so we'll go out and we'll just chuck that in there to get it out of my inventory and out of the way. Make the doors. Right click. Nope, didn't right click that time. Probably a bad idea to stand in the door that you're constructing, in the square that you're constructing. Now, low pressure, so glass doors should be fine. As long as I don't over-pressurize inside. I mean, there's no reason I would get it to 200 kPa or on purpose anyway. I'm going to bring, battery's an important thing. A generator I don't need. Yeah, I could probably use that at some point. There's the passive vent. I want that. You see I'm starting to use right click more now. It makes it go faster. I don't have a place to right click that, so oh, it goes up there, so we're good. Okay, so that's an empty tray. That's good. I was thinking, and if you notice, as I'm pulling things out of that lander, it's slowly twisting. And that starts to scare me at the end there too. I'm like, is my lander going to start, if I bump it, is it going to like disappear into space with all my stuff on it? So the priority became, let's get everything off the lander and attached so I don't have to worry about things. And I mess up here and don't notice it because the solar panel's in the way. And I'm thinking, well, I could just put it there. And that's incorrect because you can't put the pipes there because there's a solar panel in the way. I'm like, criminy. So, well, I don't feel like moving the solar panel, so just as easy for me to back this up. I think one does the trick. Find out here shortly. I can just run it. Nope, 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 nope. There you go. And run it that way, and then I'm thinking I'm connected. But I go up top just to check, and I end up having an extra pipe there for some reason, I think. I'm like, yeah, how did that get there? What did I do? Oh, to save the pipe, I fix that. So now that's connected. Now you don't use your backpack gas very much because when you're just floating, it's off. So it's not like under planets where you're floating like above that and you're using gas or jetpack gas because it's off. The only time you use it is when you use the arrow keys to move when you're floating. And then you come in here and you're running. So it actually worked out pretty well. So that's hooked up. I switched that out. Notice I'm charging. It's a good sign. And the doors. I need the glass. Oops, missed. Okay, chuck that back. Should be able to chuck it. It'll drop. This is kind of nice using walls like this because you can see where you're wiring everything. And come over from, let's put a T there. I need to, so wiring, this is all basic setup stuff, but I'm planning on having fun with this episode, so I gotta add the sensor. And I'll try and put that there. For some reason this never works out. Usually it's advanced airlocks where you don't have room to put everything on one side. But with a regular airlock, if you're careful where you put things, you have enough room. And I had it, and I've passed it, but now I have to bring the cable in, so I decided to do this way, so I'm going to put a corner there. And I go out and check. I'm pretty sure it hooked up, but I like to double check. Yep, we're good. So that I'm hooking up my doors. Put a T there. Go down to the other one. So that should be power to the doors. Looks good. I need a labeler, which I had. They gave it to me. I could do it without labeling it, but that might come back to haunt me later, so I go ahead and label everything. Exterior door. Interior door. Airlock gas sensor. And airlock active vent. Should be it. Pretty easy, actually. And then you just connect them, and there's only 4 things, so this worked out. Exterior, gas sensor, active vent, and boom. Now, there's no pressure inside. I get an achievement here, which is kind of silly. I cancel the pressurization, and it gives me a, hey, you got an achievement for canceling the pressurization. I'm like, okay, thanks. Oh, the battery charger. Now, Cows Are Evil tried, and I was thinking of using it. He tried a power mod, which would, on this, would lower the effectiveness of my solar panels. But it also screws up your, from what I've read, it screws up your battery chargers. So if you put 2 large batteries in, it'll pop a cable, a regular cable, and I don't want to deal with that. I'll just put extra, and I'm only getting 295. That I didn't realize that. So now is when I'm thinking, okay, this looks further away, so it's time to grab these tanks before I lose them. And now I can't find my base because it's right in the sun. So the good news is I can bring the free-floating ones, the safe ones, inside. Cancel pressurization, because there's no pressure in there. And just set them down because there's gravity in here now. And I'm deciding, should I pressurize it now or should I wait? I'll wait. Let's get these other tanks because it may be in my head, but they're looking further away. Oh, I didn't look at that before. They give you a lot of starter roars. And I decide, let's unhook that and bring that in. And you have to unhook it and catch it really quick. And this is where, if you watched, and this could have been bad because I backed this in. And this is where it started acting exactly like I've seen other videos where it damages people's suits, and I got lucky and it didn't do it. But I should have backed it in, and I don't know if I ever did. I think I did. But watch how it starts jumping around at one point. When I get it inside the hatch here, it starts spazzing out, and that's when it damages people's suits. Right there. And I'm like, oh, God. But I survived and didn't damage anything. And I just bring this in here and set it. Like I said, this is at the point where I'm thinking, you know, things are moving, getting further away. Let's make sure I don't come back in the next episode and have things flying off. See how it's starting to lean? Every time I take something off, it changes the aspect of it. Now I'm deciding to empty things that I want. And combining stuff if I can. Yeah, I want the analyzer. Refresh my cables. I still have extra. Take them. Yeah, I'll take the solid fuel generator. I gotta find coal first. So that one's empty, that one's empty. There's 2 tanks on this yet. This one's full. This is all my food and stuff. So there's a couple kits on here. Food and water. And my hands are full. Like I said, I wish there was a way you could grab the lander and drag it over here, and I didn't see one. And I just open these up in the corner. And otherwise, I'll just be looking, what's in this box, what's in that box. But I just dump everything out. And drop. Is this where I decide to pressurize it? Yeah. I figure I'd do 20, 30, and then I see the air rushing out, and I'm thinking, oh my God, did I? Oh, there's glass there. It looks like it's rushing through the glass, but it's not. The pressure's going up. That was a brief bit of panic, thinking that I forgot a glass, but and I get it to 20, and I go to turn it off, and I can't. I actually turn it up, so I get a little bit more air in here than I wanted. I run around to get to the other side. That's still between 20 and 30, so that's okay. So now my base is pressurized, I can breathe. And the reason I did that, if you look upper right hand corner, I need my first drink. So there we go. And I forgot I had one in my hand. Get a drink, chuck that, eat some cereal, chuck that. That gives me 2 more hands. And suit back up, check the battery. It is charging, not real quick. I gotta take care of power before I get too. And then I put this in here, and I'm thinking, well, I'll just keep that charged. And I'm like, well, no, because eventually I take that back out because I'm charging that battery from my the way it's set up from my power controller, and that's just not smart. And I'm just emptying my hands to bring extra things in here because well, watch how when I go back, the lander's twisted even further. And I'm like, this is getting weird. And it's gonna float away on me. And now I'm really like, I gotta get everything out of here. Now it probably wouldn't have floated away, but it's definitely spinning at this point. Like I said, I gotta get those tanks out of there. I don't need the flags. I'll take that because that's probably got water or nitrogen in it, whichever. They start you out with 12,000 coins too, which is more than normal. Yeah, take that. Now, I like these 2 extra hands it gave me, so that one's empty. They can have the flags. Here's my food. I got to do something with that. My rocket, which I can't use. This is all rocket manufacturing stuff. So, okay. Now, I remembered one of the things that I got. I saw it somewhere. Is lockers and stuff, so we'll dump that, and I'll start cleaning up the room a little bit. And I said, oh, eggs? Why do they have eggs in there? So those eggs are going to go bad. And that's a table. We'll put that right there. And I'm like, did it go? No, I guess I'm okay. Now here's the container mounts. I don't do anything with them yet, but I do use those. They gave us a locker. So I'll use that. There's I'll just set that up there, the microwave. And they're fertilized eggs too, I think. I'm thinking, well, I don't have any way of feeding them right now. So that's kind of a waste. And here's all the ores. And I just want to... I'm not sure what I do with the ores. Oh, I put them up there, that's right. Basically, I want to get this cleaned up in here. It's just got... Look what they give you. Electrum, solder, Constantan. They give you all the good starting ores, which is nice. And the basic ores are all 500. And there's got to be a reason for that. And I got the funny feeling these asteroids aren't going to give you too much to start the game here. So there's a crate. I don't want that. And the eggs again. Well, I'll put them in here, but I think they're going to go bad on me anyway. Solid fuel generator, that can go in here. Just trying to clean up the mess a little bit. Put that over here, an extra power controller. Pipes, put that over there. Okay. I should have dropped some more of this stuff, and I think I actually... These still have gravity in the doorway, so it's okay to do that. There's still gravity even though it's open. I'm trying to decide, should I take the tanks or take these? And one of these, I think, had... I remember seeing it. Is that it? Yes, connectors. That's tank connectors, so I definitely need that. And I'm trying to... I don't know why I didn't unload that. Going back in for something. Chuck those in there. Maybe I wanted to unload my hands somewhere, I don't know. So the room that I cleaned up, I just remade a mess. Oh, I'm looking for those that's what I wanted. That's crate connectors. So I'm thinking, well, I'll take those crates off that I don't want to float away, and I'll just put them right here. And I think I only needed 2, so we'll throw that back there. Now this becomes kind of a fiasco here. This is a perfect example of how hard it is to grab things in no gravity. So that one I don't want anything. That one can disappear, I don't care. So I need the wrench to disconnect it. I need the wrench, there we go. And I don't have the wrench selected, and I'm thinking, well, why isn't it letting me disconnect it? And I'm like, you idiot, you got to select the wrench, not the empty hand. I figure it out eventually. Eventually. Hey, now watch. Oh, God. Oh, my. Grab it. This one actually was better than the next one. The next one I have to chase for a while because it takes off. And here again, 0 gravity. Now, I should have used the T key to see if I could set it in a position, and I didn't think of it. So if I do this anymore, but it works out okay, you just have to set it down and use the wrench real quick. But this one gives me a little bit more trouble. I have to chase this one for a while. Trying to do it as fast as I can. Look at how that one sprung off. I'm like, crap. And then I open it. I'm like, no, I don't want to open it. I want to catch it. So I'm like chasing this thing through space. Crap. Oh. I'm thinking, oh my God. I'm going to lose all my rocket supplies. The same routine here. I could have used T key and placed it. I think that would have worked better. But just a quick switcheroo. Make sure it's not moving too much. There we go. Got it. And I thought this one thing was actually popping out of the crate. So I picked it up, but that's just the way it's in the crate. So it looked like it started to fall out. And so now I have the tanks. And I think that's all I have left. And this thing is spinning more and more. I don't care about that one. Now here's another trick. You're like, okay, I got to disconnect the tank. How far is that going to go flying away? And I got a volatiles tank in there. I see liquid oxygen. What am I going to do with liquid oxygen? That's more of a danger than I care to have. And trying to grab it. There we go. No, I didn't really want to bring the volatiles tank inside. And I'm thinking, it's probably not a smart idea to bring the volatiles tank inside, but at this point, I'm like, well, if I set it down outside, and that's not what I want, that's the container mounts, somewhere I have 2 tank connectors. And I remember seeing them. Where are the tank connectors? Here somewhere. I'm wondering, did I not bring them in? Tank connectors. And I'm like, well, they got to be out there somewhere because they're not here anywhere. So where are the tank connectors? Oh, I saw tank connectors. I'd say, well, they got to be in one of these. Of course, I mounted them backwards. There they are. Okay. So now I can tie down two of these tanks someplace. Where do I want to put them? That's a good spot. Just to temporarily secure things in place so they don't float away on me. Must be thinking about something. Okay. Now that volatile tank is secure. So I got two positions to tie things down. I do decide to bring that out. And here again, a quick switch between carrying and mounting. Wait till it settles. There we go. Okay, so that one's secured. Now, nitrogen is safe, so I figured I'll put this liquid oxygen tank that I'll probably never use. I'll probably use it. I don't know. We'll figure it out. And again, this one disappears, and I have to frantically try and grab it. So I'll put that one outside because both of those are dangerous, and if one explodes right next to the other one, I'm going to have a supernova in the middle of space here. Get it to settle. Ooh, okay. So now I have two more tanks. I thought I only had one more, but I still have two more tanks. So this is another oxygen tank, so that's safe to bring inside. Let's just grab that. Find a spot for it inside for now. My suit battery's getting low. And I'll just put that over there next to the other one. So I put that one in my suit after I call my suit up. I had 48% yet, so. And I think, well, let's turn this on. And I'm thinking, well, that's dumb because I'm just charging one battery off another battery. So I'm about to go outside and I think about it. That's dumb. That's dumb. Just turn that back off. Turn it back off. There you go. Doesn't make any sense to charge one battery off of another battery. One tank left. Now the tanks in the long run didn't look like they were moving. It may have been an illusion, but something was up with the lander. It was changing orientation. And I really wanted to get everything inside, just to make sure everything is secure. Now, I may move a couple of these tanks after I make some connectors and to get the pipe bender built. What's in here? Oxygen canister. I'm just thinking of cleaning up the room a little bit more, so we'll put that up there. I can swap that out. And I'm thinking, well, you know, I could probably charge that battery in this. Maybe I might as well try it. Take that battery, which is at, I don't know if I looked at the percentage or not, 52%. And it's not very much in the sun, so we'll see how that works. Now we go back outside one last time. I think we checked the lander out. And the orientation is definitely changing. So the flares I don't care about. Just double checking. And the flags I don't care about. And empty crates. debating on whether I should disconnect those or just, and I think I decided to disconnect them. Never know, might come in handy. But disconnect all the crates, even the ones with stuff in it, and let that float away. I don't want that stuff. And I'm like, okay, lander's empty. Why have that here? I think I need the angle grinder for that. Yep. And bye-bye lander. Poof. All right, so the starter base is pretty much set up. Let's see what I've decided to do here now. I'm thinking about hooking that up. And I do put the wire in. But then, you know, right now I'm thinking it'd be kind of a waste to use the gas because it uses the same amount of gas whether you're using a ton of power or not. So eventually here I'm going to have to make more solar. It all has to be solar. There's obviously no wind here. I'm just cleaning up, doing some final cleaning here. Oh, and this is interesting. I dropped that, and I guess it went under the locker because it's gone. And I'm thinking, oh God, I just lost my pill. I'm looking, is it there? It has to be under the locker. But, well, where did it go? Oh well. I back up somewhere around here. I'm like, did it roll? I back up and try and look under the locker. I don't see it, but it has to be under the locker. Very strange. And the portable scrubber I don't need right now because I don't have any pollutants or anything in the room. And 52%, it went up 1 whole percent. So that's not very effective of a device, but that did go up a little bit. Solar panel's working, this is not working real fast. Trying to decide whether I should hook this up or not. And I'm thinking, well, I could do what a lot of other people do, maybe reach through the glass, but it won't even let me do that. And I don't like doing that anyway, because I consider that kind of sketchy. I'm going to put some lights in here before the next episode, because I don't, when the sun goes down here, it's really dark. But I do put that there, the other charger that way. If I want to charge a battery, I can turn it off and on real quick, and if I have a power issue. And there you go. I believe this is the end of the first episode. I do have big plans for this base, but I'm not going to give anything away right now. So, again, like and subscribe, and see how it all unfolds. And again, Navy Old Salt Gamer, you have a good day.